Before the Super Bowl, the president sat down for an interview with Bill O'Reilly. The president didn't have former President Bush to blame or kick around, so he found a new target upon which to pin his failures. Speaking about the IRS and Benghazi scandals, he said this.
Folks have, again, had multiple hearings on this. I mean, these kinds of things keep on surfacing, in part because you and your TV station will promote them.
You and your TV station, that is so racist. Why is he badgering O'Reilly about Fox? He's not even answering the question. He's blaming it on Fox. Like somehow Fox invented the IRS and Benghazi scandal.
Well, so the president says you raise it so that you can promote it on your station, and then the next day you're here talking about it on your station.
That is meta.
How did he know?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Boy, my president is so smart.
Is he?
Well, he nailed this, right? You guys have been rolling it like all day, talking about...
I think they're
not talking about Benghazi anymore. Now you're talking about O'Reilly asking the president about Benghazi and the president talking about Fox.
Just about everyone has been talking about that interview yesterday. It's kind of a big deal when the president sits down with someone for 5-10 minutes right before the Super Bowl.
And blames an entire news network for his failures.
I'm not really sure he said that. I think what he did say was that you guys keep bringing it up. He's not wrong, but
he didn't say you keep bringing it up. That's not what he said.
He did say, okay, he did say that it has been reviewed by plenty of places. 4 Americans died. It's a tragic thing that's happened. There was an enormous amount of stuff that went wrong in that. There's no doubt about it. No one disputes that. So what is it? Like, there is not the conspiracy that the people here at Fox seem to think there is.
Well,
it's just a lot of bad things
there's also
happening.
not the conspiracy that the president and Susan Rice floated that turd balloon.
Well, first of all, the Senate report went into this some. There was a lot of misunderstanding. No one knew for sure what happened. And as we now, frankly, they couldn't talk about some elements of it because it wasn't known yet. We even had a CIA base there at the time. So they couldn't just come out and say the CIA didn't tell us or something like that. And I want to point out something else just from the congressional side of this, where I used to work. You know, we've refused to increase the State Department budget for security. So there's a lot of blame to go around here, but I don't think that, I think the point that the president was making is that, yes, you can try to make this a political firestorm or take it for what it is, which was a lot of things went wrong.
I think a lot of that is fair, but we have to acknowledge the fact that the administration did push that, oh my God, it was this video narrative. Not only that, it's kind of surprising from a president who should know the Constitution particularly well that we kept hearing about this video and how terrible it is that this video was denigrating Islam. That seems like the wrong course of action if, as you stated, and I agree, almost certainly there was a lot that we didn't know, and it would have been responsible for the president to say, there's a great deal we don't know, we're investigating this, we'll find out what happened.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, and you know what?
The people who were responsible.
You see, but that's what he did say in those first moments. Now, you can say that...
In the first moments, but not in the days, following when Susan Rice was on television.
He didn't echo the Rice line, nor did Secretary Clinton. There was a lot...
So she
didn't answer questions because Susan Rice said she was too tired.
No, but the... What? Who?
And that was... Hillary Clinton. Susan Rice said she didn't go on the Sunday.
I know, but
Sunday morning talk shows because she was sleepy.
Here's what I would caution you all, and this is a good thing to keep in mind. You said, don't confuse coincidence with conspiracy all the time.
Okay, you know what?
Sometimes,
how about confusing accountability?
Hold on a second. Let me just finish my thought. Well, frankly, I would be much more concerned if I were all of us about trying to figure out why these 4 Americans lost their lives and trying to get to the bottom of what happened. And I want to disagree with you about this. This notion that there is any space, any elbow room in American civic life for the president to say, we'll get to you in a couple of days when we know what happened. That we don't live in that environment. We live in an environment where people are chomping at the bit, trying to find out instantly everything, and sometimes stuff gets lost.
What happened? Guess what happened instantly? They knew everything. They knew it. It went up the chain of command. Yes, it absolutely is true.
That's not what the Senate report said. The Senate report said the opposite.
Look at the Senate record. It did not say the opposite.
The Senate report said 9 days later they were still learning things.
No, when they were walking down the hallway going, all right, Leon Panetta, all right, Alexander, what do you think happened here? Oh, you know what happened? It's terrorism. All right, we're going to go to the next topic. Montana Senator Max Baucus might be the next ambassador to China, which is great because since Caroline Kennedy is our diplomat in Japan, we really need someone in the Far East who knows what they're doing. Thank God Baucus is an expert on China.
What do you think would motivate them to initiate the air defense identification zone? How does that further that goal?
Senator, I am no real expert on China, but it's my strong belief that Chinese people are just as proud as we Americans are proud.
That is such a non-answer. They're proud. I'm proud of their pride. It's good stuff with that those Pacific Islands and the defensiveness of the air zone. It's pride talking. I'm no expert. Yes, go ahead.
You were talking
Talking
in the break that you don't think it's a big deal that we have so many politicized ambassadors or people who aren't necessarily qualified. Why, given your interest in foreign affairs?
I wouldn't say not necessarily qualified. I think that ambassadors, for 90% of the work, largely a ceremonial job. Ambassadors, people, donors in both parties become ambassadors. It's like a thing that the president puts his best friends to be ambassadors. I think that China should be a career person, but it's not essential, to be honest with you. We have great ambassadors all the time, or people that go there that because they're friends of President Bush or friends of President Clinton or friends of President Obama, that turn out to do an excellent job as ambassadors. It's a largely
Are these privately funded posts?
Actually, they are. When someone throws a big party and the ambassador of Italy, they pay for it out of their own pocket. And so very often you need to be wealthy to be there. You need to be wealthy to do the job, but it's largely ceremonial. I don't want to take the air out of it. I know a lot of future ambassadors watch Fox Business. I'm not being that I'm actually being honest about, because it is the kind of place they would watch. That's the kind of people that usually become ambassadors. I'm not terribly concerned about it. I'm much more concerned about how Max Bacchus jammed up national health care, but that's a whole another issue.
So if not the ambassador, who's the important person helping guide policy?
Well, the President of the United States, the Secretary of State. But you remember something, Max Bacchus was the chairman of the Finance Committee. Those were trade deals went through. Trade is an enormous part of the China relationship.
But John Kerry is not Henry Kissinger.
I will stipulate to that. I will stipulate. I will clearly stipulate to that.
He's not a worker.
If we have learned nothing today, we have learned that John Kerry is not Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, who is someone who knows China inside and out, who could craft policy? Because obviously, if it's so important, it was in the president's second paragraph in the State of the Union.
Yeah.
Whereas, he lumped Ukraine,
the National
Africa.
Security Advisor, the Secretary of State. But remember something. There are people who work at the State Department, 40,000 some odd employees, who devote their lives to trying to figure stuff out. But I have to tell you something. Even the most studious China expert, there's a certain level of Kremlinology, not to mix regions here, that goes into these relationships. And we have a relatively new premier in China. So, I would not lose any sleep to the idea that Max Bacchus
and this libertarian is not particularly concerned about who is in those offices. I'm much more concerned about bad policy where those places are concerned. I think trade and honest friendship is a pretty good way to go, as Thomas Jefferson suggested.
We should totally have honest friendships and Chinese orgies. We should all become human fortune cookies. What?
It's okay.
I'm just trying to get along.
Is that on the screen? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's not there.
No.
There's a lot that's not there.
She's awesome.
Thanks for being here, Anthony Weiner.
Having me.
And I hope you come back.
You guys want to wish good luck to my hockey team? I'm playing beer league hockey at 11:30, so I'm going to need
playoff game.
Best of luck.
Thank you. It's first time in the playoffs for us in a long time.
Don't cheat this time.
Matt thinks that hockey is a substandard sport, whereas I find it's America's pastime.
Because you're Canadian, so it makes some sense.
And I will not drink your maple syrup. All right, thank you, Anthony. A little later, Kamel breaks down the Fed and rates his new girlfriend, Janet Yellen. Yeah, he's yelling for Janet. And next, we're going to try on Joe Namath's fur coat, watch de Blasio drop the woodchuck, and force uncomfortable football players to come clean on 9/11. It's the Topical Storm next.